Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Splashing Thoughts. So today, I guess we'll talk again about COVID. I mean, it's still a hot topic. So let's dive right into it. I mean, we see how everyone, obviously including the media, is you know overreacting, I guess, to the cases of COVID. And here's a fun post I found on Facebook. How during Barack Obama's presidency, the H1N1 virus basically had 60 million cases. Panic level was zero. I mean, I remember nobody was alerted, nobody was scared to death or anything like that. And then China was blamed, even though this particular virus actually started in the US. Now, for COVID-19, you have in the US, you got 4.6 million cases. Panic level is like mass hysteria. The US is closed and Trump is blamed. Is it fair to blame Trump or not? At the end of the day, I can see a little bit why people are panicking more this time is because the number of deaths is already in the 150,000 for the US, whereas back then there were barely 15,000 deaths. But at the end of the day, I mean, Trump is not to blame. It's not just him that decides what happens with the country, even though he's got so much power. But ultimately, all these guys out there, the decision takers, such as the Fauci's, the Dr. Birx, and other World Health Organization individuals that have been advising all of our presidents or prime ministers or something like that, and so the decisions were taken simultaneously by everybody involved. Some of them acted quicker, others took a bit more time. If we're really looking at the US, I think the US probably acted amongst the first to block any traffic with China. I think they were actually the first. Everybody else kind of followed afterwards. But now to jump forward to today, the US has obviously the most cases, and we can have a quick look at the worldometer, worldometer map here and stats. Sorry, as we can see, US number one with almost 5 million cases, Brazil second runner-up, India third, Russia, South Africa, right? So the top 10 countries, I mean, you can see them. Here they are. Italy has kind of slowed down a little bit. France as well, Germany, right? So you have all of these countries kind of slowed down in the number of cases. So my question to you is, if we have in the US, for example, you have 330 million people and you got almost 5 million cases. If you're really looking proportionate, like it's not proportionate, to the population to say X amount of population is gonna, like probably, a good 1-2% of the population has actually been infected. 1-2%, 3%, right? So it's, when you're really thinking about it, it's not that crazy, right? I mean, they claim it's very contagious, but H1N1 was obviously more contagious. You're looking at the numbers, and you had 60 million people that were infected in a couple of months, and here we have barely a couple of million worldwide. So basically you have 18 million worldwide in 6 months. So I don't know what to say. It's is it because we've isolated? Is it because we were wearing masks? I don't know. Sweden, where is Sweden? Let's have a look at Sweden here. They're in the 40 some cases here. Sweden, there you go, 80,000 cases. So Sweden didn't lock down, and yet I mean, you would expected everybody to be infected, right? But no, it didn't happen. So I guess we're we're at a place where even the experts have no idea, even though they try to, make it seem like they do, but they don't. They have no fucking idea of what's going on. You have a bunch of doctors everywhere healing people with controversial methods, controversial decided by mass media, because at the end of the day, when you're using hydroxychloroquine to fix this disease, a lot of doctors I've noticed they're doing it in hiding, because apparently they're not supposed to. So I don't know. We gotta. It's almost as if somebody gave away the cheapest version of a solution, and he's not supposed to. It's like he made a bad proposal. He gave out a bad proposal with lower money. So it's really weird to have to go through this, to think that, oh my God, we are it's coming down to money. Like, really, our life depends on how much money some businesses are gonna get from this. No. Anyway, and to this day, I personally still don't know anybody with COVID. I am in my list of friends. All we hear is what we hear on TV, on the news, on what we read on the net. I even started a page called Coronavirus Survivors. Basically, I'm thinking to have. I would think that everybody that has survived this disease would go up there and post their name and maybe share their stories, but people are not coming forward. So again, I'm not saying it's a hoax, but there's a lot of indication that points to the fact that this was just this year's flu, and a lot of people jump 3 feet high when you tell them that stop comparing it to the flu. Oh my God, this is not the flu. This is way worse. Get the fuck out of here. It's like, the majority of people that supposedly have had COVID got the flu shot last year. I didn't get a flu shot. I was sick back in May 2019, back in Beijing, and I could swear I was gonna die. I had high fever and I couldn't move. It was horrible. Dry cough, couldn't breathe. Lasted 3 days and got back on my feet. Was that COVID back then? Of course, some other idiots out there say, no, how dare you say that? COVID started in January or whatever the fuck it started. To me, seems like the fucking flu. Really a nasty flu. And maybe this is what they're trying to cover up, all of the mass media with all the pharmaceutical companies that have maybe been involved in this, or maybe they're trying to cover up a lab that had maybe some security breach and the virus got out. A lot of businesses, pharmaceutical companies and labs around the world would have a really nasty time out there with all of us to face us, and for them to be able to keep on doing research in the future. If it got out that if the idea got out and implanted into everybody's mind that the COVID escaped from a lab and it was man-made and escaped from a lab, all these businesses, labs, they're going to be in big trouble. And again, I'm simply throwing this idea out that maybe that's what's happened. Could be. At the end of the day, I'm a nobody, you're a nobody, a lot of us are nobodies, and the couple of 10, 20, 30 largest pharmaceutical industry companies out there, they're the ones that know what's going on, and they have a lot to lose if that idea actually catches on. So maybe this lie needs to be perpetuated a bit further. And look what's happening today, right? Like everything that makes sense, made sense up until 6 months ago doesn't make sense today. Viruses all of a sudden are deadlier than ever. Whereas before, you would just accept the fact that you need herd immunity and that was it, and then the virus doesn't have a chance to actually mutate, because this is usually the scary part on a new virus, is that it can mutate and become nastier, right? I've done some research. I have some individuals that I spoken with, and they mentioned that the virus apparently has not mutated. So that again suggests that maybe it was engineered that way, so it doesn't mutate. Which again, in nature, a virus mutates. All the viruses out there in nature, they mutate. Why didn't this one? Anyway, so it's something to really think about, and see how things are slowly going back to normal. I hate calling it the new normal. This is bullshit. I'm not embracing this new normal mentality and having your mask with you, and you leave your house, you got your cell phone, you got your keys, your car keys, and then you gotta go back, you forgot your mask. No, this is fucking bullshit. Masks, it was known up until 6 months ago that they do not protect you against viruses. You need to have a hazmat suit, that protects you. And now all of a sudden that science doesn't make sense anymore. No, these experts, they're even conflicting themselves. So anyway, I believe we have to just live through this. The only problem I'm having is the fact that hospitals are empty. A lot of hospitals, whether it's in the US, in Europe, in Germany, in Canada, in Romania, hospitals are empty. They barely have, like, this one large hospital here in the city where I'm at, very large hospital. It's got a capability of about 700 I shouldn't say rooms, but beds, and there's barely 30 people in it. Come on. All these other individuals that were stationed there before, that were getting treatment, heart disease, transfusion, whatever the fuck it is as a disease that they had, now they're not getting their treatments. And so this causes a lot of issues, because at the end of the day, when you have so many individuals that are not getting their treatments, they're going to die. So these numbers are going to reflect soon. So whatever we're seeing here in COVID, right? Like the total the total death, and so on. These numbers are gonna go up by country because of all these secondary deaths that nobody's keeping track right now. I think Britain started as early as last week to document that they estimate that a good 200,000 individuals are dying or will be dead in the next 2-3 months due to the lockdowns. Whether it's suicide attempts or household issues or economic issues, or the fact that they weren't able to get their treatment, these individuals will be dead. And why? Because we were scared. Look, there's barely, as I said, there's 18 million cases in the world. There's 8 billion of us. This is a fart in a glass. It's bullshit. It's nothing. Anyway. I guess we'll see. Whomever has this fucked up agenda to keep us all locked in, eventually they're gonna get whatever the fuck they're looking for, and hopefully we can resume back to our normal that we know and cherish. So thanks again for watching. I would invite you to subscribe to my channel if you like what you heard. If you want to share your thoughts, make sure to do so in the comments. I look forward to our next show. Thank you.